In today's video, we are going to be talking about Inroy Ruddock, a 19-year-old who boasted on Snapchat after stabbing a man during a gang feud between rival housing estates in Coventry, England. He and two accomplices were all sentenced to life in prison on January 31st, 2020, and let me tell you about it. Inroy Ruddock, 19, Bradley Richardson, 23, and Matthew Brankin, also 19, were residents of the Canley Estates, a government-subsidized housing project who were feuding with some other guys from a nearby Tile Hill Estates, and on June 12, 2019, the tension boiled over. West Midlands Police pieced together the tragic events of that day and presented their evidence along with the Snapchat video. Alarming details of what happened are revealed in this video, along with the footage entered into the court's exhibits, courtesy of the West Midlands Police. Emmanuel Lukunga, 21, also had a child on the way when he was attacked in the back garden of Tile Hill, Coventry, on June 12th. Police said the victim, also known as Manny, had been involved in a long dispute with the rival Coventry Estates, Canley. Bradley Richardson, 23, Inroy Ruddock, 19, and Matthew Brankin, also 19, were all sentenced to life behind bars. At Warwick Crown Court, Richardson received a minimum prison term of 23 years. Ruddock of Melbourne Road must spend at least 21 years in prison, and Brankin of Thimber Road was given a 19-year minimum sentence, all convicted of murder. After the killing, Ruddock posted a video online in which he bragged about the attack. On the day he died, Mr. Lukunga had been seen in Canley and he was followed back to Tile Hill by Richardson, Ruddock, and Brankin, and a fourth defendant, Kyle Kinchin. Mr. Lukunga was pursued into the back gardens of Franklin Grove at about 14:30 BST and stabbed once in the leg, severing a vital artery. Kyle Kinchin of John Roos Avenue was cleared of murder but jailed for 27 months after pleading guilty to arson. The other defendants also admitted this charge after the group set the car Mr. Lukunga had been driving on fire. Mr. Lukunga's family previously remembered him as a loving son, brother, father, and a caring friend. As for the teen who fatally stabbed Emmanuel, he has gone forth and told the jury that he did not intend to kill or seriously injure him. Inroy Ruddock told Warwick Crown Court he had stabbed 21-year-old Emmanuel in his bottom because he feared for his own life at the time. Emmanuel, known to many as Manny, bled to death in a garden in Franklin Grove. The dagger-like knife had punctured a main vein, taking back blood to his heart, the court later heard from an autopsy report. As for the trial, the jury heard of a running feud between the two groups, one from the Canley area just above Torrington Avenue, and the other from the Tile Hill area just below Torrington Avenue. On June 12, 2019, those on trial are said to have toured the area in a stolen motorbike and a blue Berlingo van, looking for members of the other group who included Emmanuel. When they finally spotted Emmanuel, they pursued him, who then fled into the gardens of a nearby home in Franklin Grove. It is said Ruddock and Richardson then took up the pursuit on foot, smashed open the garden gate before it was alleged Ruddock stabbed 21-year-old Emmanuel as he climbed over a fence. It was said that there was a single slashing in his right leg which severed an artery in the perineum and he bled out on the other side of the fence. Given the evidence, Ruddock said he was aware of the trouble between Canley and Tile Hill, although he said that he was not involved in that. He said that in May there had been an incident when 4 members of the Tile Hill group brandished weapons as they approached some of Ruddock's friends, with Emmanuel holding up a black pistol. When asked about the events on June 12th, the day Emmanuel was murdered, Ruddock said he heard Tile Hill was driving around Canley in a red Vauxhall Astra. So he returned to Canley and met up with the 3 others just before they set off to Tile Hill in the Berlingo and stolen motorbike. The judge overruling the case, Mr. Millington, asked Ruddock what the purpose was, and his response to that question was to set the red Vauxhall on fire and stop them from going around in it. Ruddock said the jerry can was passed to him from the driver's side of the Berlingo just before he walked down and set fire to it. When asked why he was the one who did it, He said out of convenience, since he was the one on the back of the motorbike, it was easier for him to get on and off. He said he went back to Canley but later returned to Tile Hill to see the commotion. They then traveled to Frisbee Road where they saw members of the rival group, and Ruddick followed two of them into a convenience store before leaving and getting back on the motorbike. Ruddick denies having a knife on him at this time. He said he did not see that Richardson, who had got out of the Berlingo, was holding an axe behind his back outside of the shop. After leaving, they then saw Emmanuel and a group of people as two of them followed in the Berlingo van along a pathway towards Franklin Grove as Ruddick and Kenshin headed along a parallel pathway on the motorbike. Ruddick claims that at one point as they rode past him, Emmanuel swung out at him with something. He said it looked like a blade. Also on trial is 19-year-old Riley Madden of Gerald Avenue, Canley, who denies handling the stolen motorbike and preventing the course of justice by helping to destroy evidence afterwards.